Okay, today we're going to be creating clipping masks, and the first thing that we need to do is to make sure that your workspace is set up. We really want to have this properties panel here because there's lots of quick action shortcuts that will make your life easier rather than going up to the menus at the top. It's almost as good as learning the shortcuts, but this is really a useful tool. To get to this workspace, you just go to the Essential Classics here, click on that, and it should be pretty much set up. You might need to change a few things around. For example, the toolbar on the side will be singular like that. You just click the button there. I think I'm just used to having something up here. So if you want to have that, it's not 100% necessary, but if you want it, you go to Window and then toggle on Control, and then that will end up there as well. But ultimately we want to have the properties so we can have access to these quick actions. Okay, right, clipping mask. So ultimately with a clipping mask, what we're trying to do is create an object inside a shape, and we're trying to clip that image or whatever within that shape. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to take the pencil tool, and we're just going to draw a very simple organic shape. And I'm just creating this big splat, and all I'm doing is using a mouse, but you can do it equally well on a trackpad. And you can see it's a closed shape, and even if my drawing's a little bit wobbly, it cleans up your drawing for you anyway. So I've got my splat, and if you look here, the fill is empty, the stroke is empty. So I'm going to put the default fill and stroke on there, but I want to get rid of the fill because I want to be able to see through there. Okay, so we've got our shape. Now we need an image to put in there, and the way we do that is we go to File, Place, and I've got some images set up. So I'm just going to, let's have a look. I'm just going to choose this one, hit place, and I'm going to draw my image. Now once you've got your image in place, this is where the quick actions come in. Because you've got an image there, it gives you lots of options, but actually all I really want is a range, and I want to send it to back. So now you can see the outline of the shape that I drew with the pencil tool, and then I've got the image underneath it. Using the selection tool, select them, drag across them and select them both, and you can see the quick actions come into help again, and just hit make clipping mask. Bob's your uncle, Bill's your aunt. There you go. You've got your first clipped image. Now there are things that you can do with this. Say like you want to move that image a little bit more. You're not quite happy with it. You can go back to quick actions and go release mask, and then you can move your image a little bit more. But then you have to select it all again and then hit clipping mask. So that's the old-fashioned way of doing it. But we've got a better way of doing this now. So if we go to our layers panel, so this is this clipped image. If I click on that little arrow there, there's a clipping group within. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but we've got the shape I made with the pen tool and the image. If I select that little circle there, I'm just selecting that image, and I can move that image around, and I can decide how much and how little I want to show of it. And then maybe I'm happy with that, and it's done. So we click off and we've got an image there. So that's one way of doing it. We draw a shape with a pencil, and the shape can be any shape that you want it to be. Then we place an image on top of it, and I'm just going to choose, let's do that one, that looks funky. I'm going to draw an image over the top. These images, by the way, this one came from the primary school show. I'm going to take this image, I'm going to go to Arrange, Center Back. I'm going to select across the both of them, and I'm going to go Make Clipping Mask. And again, I can rearrange that if I want to. I can go into that panel, but I'm quite happy with that as it stands. And basically that's it. That's all you need to do. You can draw in whatever way you want to. Another way of doing this is you can place your image first. So for example, I'm going to take that image and I'm going to draw it sort of quite large. And when I took a photograph of this, it was just an experiment that one of the grade 11 students did. I thought it looked a little bit like a kitten. So I can have my image, and I get my pencil tool, and maybe I'm going to try and draw this up sort of like a kitten. So maybe I'm going to give him a little tail and a little paw, another little paw. Now obviously it doesn't look like a perfect cat because I'm using a trackpad to draw this, but we've got a rudimentary simple sort of shape. Again, I use a selection tool, select both of them, Make Clipping Mask. There we go, I've got something that's quite funky. All these shapes, by the way, we can rotate them, we can scale them up if we want to. So there are lots of things that we can do with this. You know, if I wanted to, I could duplicate it. So, not that we want to duplicate anything today, but ultimately what we're looking for today is a page full of shapes like this. And each one of those shapes needs to have a clipping mask within them, and yeah, it should look really cool.